to it. Do it better than anybody ever seen.
Example, but a back from 1X. It's just pinstripes in the kill.
I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. Clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping
On the
off the
defense jumps down,
powers.
he catches it.
The system broken, the school's closed, the prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose,
Wait, and just came
motherfucker,
up
we
in.
rollin'.
Oh my God! You gotta get
We
two.
rollin'.
So far,
With some
not the
light
king.
skin
Finds the
girls
first,
and
that's
some
second.
Kelly
No,
Rowland.
that's
wants to make that
And
a good
the
time.
we the ones
Man
chosen.
grabs it
So
across the middle.
cool
You can
world, I see you
completely
in my
Behind eSports, they're just gonna rush on in right and shoot at every single.
This is way too much, I need a moment.
Oh no! He thought he was dead, but he will turn back.
Just going to be coming down to his final player.
More harder. Oh, but Malice finds one, finds two, finds Lava. Oh no! Lava completely.
Absolutely getting it done, and oh my god, oh my.
I'm living in that fucking Chanel in the whole cast. Tell them Easy said they could kiss my whole ass. More specifically, they could.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a beautiful Thursday night action for some Call of Duty. CDL is over, but that doesn't mean we can't have more. K7, winners round one. We got a fun one. I'm joined by the man that is matching Poseidon. How's the Underlife water going?
It's pretty good down here, actually. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we should have a good banger matchup tonight as well. You know, pleasure casting with you as always. Corp says it's going to be King Order versus Synthrax Trios, I believe, tonight. And I mean, you know, I looked at it beforehand and I was, you know, potentially predicting maybe a banger of a series, but we might be out of here early. I was looking at more of the stats that, you know, shout out to K7 and all the beautiful stats that we have in here. But I mean, yeah, King's Order, you know, 4-1, looking great so far.
They are. Map count record 14-3, right? And they are flawless in the hard point with a 100% win rate. It has been exceptional to see these guys go at it. And here are the stats from the division standings, as the 4 teams that are in red didn't make it through the playoffs. And we got some top dogs here. And yeah, tonight, King's Order, that 4-1 squad, taking on Synthrax, who is 2-3 on the Division Alpha side with a map record of 6-9. However, looking at this, I mean, their KDs and going into the depth about the teams, like, King's Order has the advantage. Like, their average KD is a 1.18 across 17 maps, and for the side of Synthrax, you're rocking a 1.13 across 15 maps. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep up with the slaying power.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we can look at the bracket. We see who's going on to the next round. I mean, the winner of this will be taking on the winner of Overtake and Regiment in that next one. That should be a banger as well. Keep it on the top side of the bracket as well. I mean, that should be a good one. Leviathan, as well as the winner of Atlantis and Exile. Probably going to be Atlantis in that one is my guess, but we'll see. I mean, you know, obviously brackets can get interesting. You know, some upsets can happen, but I mean, tonight, I mean, it should be a banger of a matchup, and we'll load it to our maps and modes here in a moment. It's going to be an interesting one. Triple Dead to start us out here. Exposure and then Scar if we do need to go the distance here. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Dead tonight, Corpse.
Yeah, we are indeed, but it's a map that both teams are comfortable on. I mean, rocking their records overall. King's Order is 5-1 across this map, across all game modes, and Synthrax is 5-3 across all game modes as well. So this is going to be a fun one, as Den is the most. This is the most map that is played by the side of Synthrax across this whole league, if I'm not mistaken. They've played it 8 times through the group stage. And it's funny enough because they actually have a 63% win rate on it. And I'm just like, you know, at least in the hard point side of things, they have a 63% win rate. So I'm excited to see how they're going to hold up on this first map. And for the side of King's Order, well, again, they're flawless through the hard point, 100% win rate. And here is the roster that is backing it: Diff, Bookie, Llama, and Royal Beams.
Yeah, Bookie substitute coming in for King's Order tonight. We'll see if he, you know, shakes things up a little bit. Maybe they're not as used to playing with him, but honestly, it might not matter too much here. I know these players on King's Order, definitely some shooters as well. So, I mean, they look composed as well. I mean, 14-3 throughout the regular season, they would have to be. And on the other side, it's going to be Synthrax eSports. It's going to be FIDA, L3, Tails, and Scar coming in tonight. Another substitute on the other side. So battle of the subs tonight, Corpse.
Yeah, I'm interested because looking at these guys and the KDs that they're losing, I mean, Bookie is subbing in for Koala, who's rocking a 1.12 for the 1.12 for the side of King's Order. And then we have word that Scar's the sub, like you said. Don't have any information on him inside of like what he's done for K7, but if I'm not mistaken, he might be subbing in for Z-Box, who is one of the top KD leaders for this Synthrax esports squad. He rocks a 1.33 across all game modes, and his presence might be felt, you know, missing him is what I'm trying to say. Missing him, his presence, you know, having him on these hard points and these respawns is going to be a big thing for the side of Synthrax.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, you know, the unknown for Scar, right? He could come in, he could fry, he could come in, he could get fried. I mean, you know, losing one of your better players is for sure a blow, but I mean, it's really up to Scar to, you know, prove his worth tonight. I mean, if you're going to go up against a top team like King's Order, you got to be frying, you got to come out gunning, and we'll see if that's going to be the case. And I mean, so far, I'm not sure if I love Synthrax's odds tonight. I mean, we were doing a little bit of predictions, I guess, beforehand, and I was kind of thinking we might be out of here early. I'm predicting probably 3-0. Maybe I'll give up a map. I think King's Order will take this 3-1 here.
I'll say this. If it's going to come down to anything, it's going to come down to the searchers, right? That's your upper hand.
Yeah.
You have the edge because looking at it, that is where you're strongest. Your KD is a 1.14, and yeah, you do beat King's Order in that area, but they have a 1.13, so it's going to be a close map too, if anything else. And on a Den S&D, close map 2s are always a bottleneck and always a momentum kind of driver for the rest of the series. And I'm just scared because the one thing that Synthrax gets above King's Order is their survivability. I don't know how they've done it, but they have the edge when they come to playing their life, and I'm just like, that suits search. So map 2's everything for these boys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's probably a must win, especially to extend it to, you know, that map number 4 at the very least here. And I will say, you know, I was noticing an interesting statistic we talked about before on the broadcast. I mean, Synthrax esports, they have, I believe, a 1.13 KD across the board as a team, but they're 6-9 in map count in the regular season. So I don't know if that's just them, you know, like slamming their opponents when they play as well, or just not converting those kills to map wins. You know, maybe not playing the fundamentals as well as some of these better teams. And I mean, you know, that can really cost you, especially in respawn, right, where the mistakes, they add up, right? The time ticks, the more mistakes you make on the positioning of the map, I mean, it can really cost you in the long run. So I mean, you know, going against a better team, I think they absolutely need to win the search. And if they could steal a respawn, I mean, they have a chance of this one.
No, they definitely do. It's the Nesbill enough to come through. And Overload is another weak mode for the side of King's Order. Not as weak as the S&D, but I think they have like a 2-3 record on it, especially when it comes to the Den side of things. So there is some life. There is some life. But obviously having a sub in, if it's Z-Box that's out, the presence will be missed. Again, for the slaying category, because that's just going to be the biggest thing. We talk about it. They've slammed opponents. They've slammed teams. They have also been slammed if you're Synthrax. So it's going to be like, how good do you look on this map? One Den in particular, such a fast map. I mean, it's one of the 3 fastest maps in this BO7 title. Fundamentals are going to have to be there a little bit, but you also have that factor where you can just kind of slay out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I always talk about Den. It's similar to Raid in that aspect where you need to be able to rotate, but you also have to be able to hold, like, from the front. I've seen so many teams where they do the hard part. You know, they rotate, but then as soon as the rotation comes, they don't get the kills in transition. I mean, it could cost you dearly because a lot of the spawn outs on Raid, it's not like those other smaller maps. You're spawning across the map if you're not careful. And, you know, as well on Den, it's similar to Scar in that fashion where you get a lot of split spawns as well if you're not hard blocking in the back. And I mean, you know, there is some fugaze spawns, I guess you could say, right, especially on Scar. But even on Den, right, where if you're a pixel out of place, I mean, the guy could spawn right behind you. So you got to be extremely careful. Yeah. And maybe that's why we're seeing, like, some of these maps, they're not converting. They're not picking up on those, like, kind of split spawns, you know, that we see better teams pick up on.
Yeah, and the better teams that do pick up those splits are the teams that know how to slay out and push out that map. The farther you push out the map, the more information you're going to get earlier, and you're able to relay it to your team, and it's just all about how they can react. and honestly just go from there and fill in the lanes. I do love how you brought up the split spawns and how finicky they are, especially against this last weekend of qualifiers, right? Colossus, oh my God, get it out, bro. Nobody wants to be playing it when he's spawning right behind you. I mean, Den has similar moments on a P4, but it's just like, oh, it is so mixy and it is so mentally checking at times.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I hate to keep bringing it up, but until Treyarch fix the spawns, I'm gonna keep harping on it for sure, because it's one of those things that just I see it and I'm just like, oh my God, why is he spawning there? Why? Guy's blocking in the back, he spawns right behind him, and I feel bad for players too, because there's some of them you're just not even able to read, right? It's just like there's no rhyme or reason for why they should be there. So I mean, it is what it is. It's Call of Duty at the end of the day. You can only minimize so many of those I guess errors. Some of them aren't even your fault, but I mean, minimizing the unforced errors is really where it's going to come down to. And I think that's, you know, like we were talking about, you know, the KD and not converting the maps is a big point of that. So I mean, we'll see if it's going to be Synthrax, you know, cleaning up their mistakes tonight. I think this first map is really going to tell me a lot as a spectator, as a caster as well, just seeing how they're able to slay with King's Order, because I mean, you know, like I said, these guys are just shooters. So I mean, it's going to be a tough one for sure.
And they're going to have to carry that, right? Map 1, like you said, is going to tell us everything. And it's going to be hard as you go on later in the series. Like, say, Synthrax takes Map 2 and Map 3, right? You're going to an exposure hard point, which is a rotational heavy one. That one is very keen on having great setups. And if you're not going to be able to slay, well, how are you going to be able to break hills on exposure? It might be done and dusted after the first rotation. P2 and on, every single hill is a money hill, so it's gonna be scary. It's really just map 2, map 3 that is everything for the Synthrax squad. You're looking to send it to that map 5 where, again, Search is your best played Scar. A fair bit of times. You played it twice this league, this season, and again, you haven't played Exposure, so it's just like, looking at this series, you're like, okay, yeah, the Search is ours, but the maps, they're not ours. I don't know. It's a
not in our favor.
For the side of Synthrax right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the veto process worked, but they might have got screwed in the veto process. I don't have any information on the Synthrax exposure. They could have played it. There's a couple maps that aren't recorded, but it seems like they've been avoiding it. So that's probably been their permanent auto ban so far. So to see it in this series, yeah, even if we do end up going that forward, that's not a good option probably if you are Synthrax. So I mean, yeah, you got to come out. You got to steal at least one of these respawns, and I think the Search is a must as well. I mean, we'll see if things get situated. Looks like the lobby did reset, so we'll get things situated in a minute. While you look at our pretty flyby graphics here, I do love these. These are kind of awesome.
I'll say, first time being in the K7 League, I have been blessed with a plethora of stats, so much ammo to talk about, and it's just the amount of work. Let me tell you, I am loving it right now. I am geeking, and I'm out of my seat, not gonna lie. I'm too amped up. But again, lobby did crash out. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna send it to a quick break. All right, never mind. We're starting right now. So we're not sending it to a quick break, as I thought I was gonna live up to my hypes to the quick breaks. You know, I'm always a keen one for like sub 1 minute, as you know, Clam. We'll have to keep people on the edge of their seat because they take their phone to the bathroom, and you better keep it on watch.
Yeah, I mean, production definitely rug pulled right there, but it looks like we are actually going to be sending to a break this time. So yeah, bait and switch there, unfortunately for us. We'll send it to an actual break this time. We'll be right back with some map 1 action.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. some fugazi happening. I think production's trying to mess with our minds, but let's get into this map one. Those blue arrows on the mini-map, obviously going to be King's Order. Synthrax on the opposite side for the red arrows. Everybody fighting for a P1, and it's Llama that's able to find... Oh, I take that back. I just confused everybody. Red arrows for King's Order, blue for Synthrax.
Yeah, I think we got the team names right at the top. Appreciate that, production. You can only bait and switch us one too many times before we start losing composure, so I appreciate you for not doing it again. As it is going to be King's Order. Off to an early lead, 20 points in P1, and a great start. Llama getting the two-piece clearing house, but the spawns will flip. Synthrax now flip the spawns, and I love what they did, going all the way around, but it might not matter. They just get clean wiped from the hill. Nice Semtex to clean the last one.
Yeah, great job out of Llama there. L3 is able to find one, but it's Royal Beams that stabilizes for the King's Order. Scar finds a nice couple of kills to stabilize the mid lobby. And now you're going to have this rotation here with 5 seconds left. King's Order going to push the pace. That's Llama that's already in through the window side of things. He finds a nice one. Does get picked up out of tails right there. So again, you keep the spawns, at least the backside, clean for a little bit. Allow Scar some time to get to the middle of the map. Maybe try and find something on the pinch back, but it doesn't roll through.
Yeah, unfortunately, from they tried. They still have Royal trying to hit to the back right now, but he has a decision to make, and unfortunately made a wrong decision apparently, as, Scar just backs on up, anchors the spawns, and this has been a pretty pitch-perfect hold from Synthrax from the front right now, just funneling all of their opponents. Look at how far away they have to spawn now, and they have the choice to make. Do they want to hit this ult for 25? And I mean, you might as well at this point. I mean, you already invested so much time, as Synthrax are doing it. Still doing a great job just holding it down and take the lead even. So going into this P3, we'll see. I mean, whether or not King's Order want to hit it one more time, and it looks like they will for 10, but I mean, it might all be for naught here. Finally, Llama breaks in, but look at where number 4 is. Tails already on rotation.
Yeah, due to that hit, number 4, Tails, said, hey, I'm going to push out as far as I can on Dojo, so that way we can play this on a parallel state and literally just look one lane at all eyes towards every single corner. As now Tails is going to play the Dojo side. He's just shouldering for information. Did he find the kill? No, he didn't. That's Diff. That's going to create the opening here. Now, everybody from the side of Synthrax has to play the corners, has to play their lives. Fida and Scar respond with a couple kills of their own. King's Order trying to find a breakthrough mid. That's Royal Beams is able to find another wall hop with 2, but he gets brought down by Tails. And again, a great job out of Synthrax. It looks like early on they get to the rotations first. They're doing a great job of holding.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the name of the game, right? I mean, talked about it on the pre-show. Rotations, and I mean, oh, so good so far for Synthrax as they lock down another almost 60 seconds as well. Pretty much at this point will be, as they're going to be rotating toward new. They have red arrows here. They just need a couple of gunfights to win, but that's a big two-piece for Diff to find, and that'll lock down the spawns for now. But King's Order behind early and not something I expected.
We talked about this team being 4-1. Maybe they can get complacent at time. Diff gonna lock down the spawns. He's on the 3 spree. He is able to find the first. Teammates taking routes for the side of Synthrax. Do you expect the hide route? Well, Tails, you're not hide. You're not able to pull it off, and that's gonna at least help the side of King's Order on this P4 hold. The money hill, the breadwinner. Llama's gonna have to track back, and that's a 3 dead in the feed for the side of Synthrax. They're able to get into the front side. Llama, are you able to do anything? No, you get brought down. So an early rotation, an early break for the side of Synthrax.
Yeah, Synthrax, I mean, starting out hot so far. Fida wins one in the hill, shooting, laying down, waiting for his teammates, as they have a good position. I mean, it's been the battle of the subs right now. Scar coming in. He's 14-8 right now. On the other side, Bookie struggling right now, 4-12, and that's been the difference maker in the slaying so far. Synthrax off to an early lead. They will get broken with the final 10, but I mean, look at them. They're already at new. It's Tails yet again on rotation.
Able to do a phenomenal job, able to put Synthrax on top. And that is what you always love to see out of a player that likes to rotate and lock down and win those rotational kills. That is such a big thing. Not expecting Diff to come right behind him, though, and a great kill right there. My apologies, out of Llama. It's a secure mid-cut, and everybody turns their heads out of Synthrax. You fly through the middle of the map off ult for King's Order, and that's going to be the break on P1 as it's 40 seconds. If they do a good job here like they did on the first rotation, they'll walk away with a decent amount of time. And that's the thing about King's Order. It was just that first P1, they didn't, settle for an early flip. They were comfortable playing it from the front side until they got that 3 dead scenario, until they wanted to finally push.
Yeah, and teams, I mean, there's teams that can rely on breaking. It's not something I typically like to see because, you're very reliant on making sure you win gunfights in quick succession. And sometimes teams just have better setups. And I mean, we'll see if King's Order, elect to start to rotate a little bit earlier. So far, it's been Synthrax on the better end of things in that aspect. But I mean, hey, we're all tied up so far. So we'll see if it ends up working out. They got a lot of P1 time there to King's Order.
A full 60 almost. Llamas getting some nice timing here. There's the first, the second. 3 dead in the feed. Fida, last one on the hill for the side of Synthrax. Can you stay alive? Fida turns and burns, and hold on. Is this Mortal Kombat? He's trying to stay alive as long as possible. Everybody off of Synthrax, off spawn, able to rally. You back down Royal Beams, who was the first to lobby. Bookie's able to stay alive on the hill. The stun's connecting. Bookie finds a second. Pinstripe kill feed, but it's going to come out on top for King's Order. Do you read the splits? It looks like the rotation is not the rotation, sorry. I think that number 7 Llama making sure that he backed up in time so that way they could fight this from the front side. So an interesting choice, but it's something that we're going to keep highlighting as this first map goes on.
Yeah, they win the slaying battle. They spawn them in the back and doing a great job holding it so far. I mean, still job done for King's Order. They funneled them in the back. They flipped the spawns in an opportune moment. Now contest time is being fought over. Royal Beams wins it, but I mean, tried and true. Synthrax, they're here toward noon, but this time they're meeting some resistance, and finally, King's Order rotating on through. They get the trades, and they will be here first, so a potential to now chain these hills together.
Now you got some players watching the middle of the map and people coming off of old Royal Beams. Gonna have to worry about a pinch here. If you're Bookie, you're not expecting the players from behind. However, did Royal Beams get lost in the sauce through the comms? He's gonna pop up through mid, able to back down a couple players and allow his teammates to assume some positioning on this pinch and this break for this P3. Scar locking down Dojo, only able to find one before he got wallbang. L3 able to get the trade, and now you just need one more member. I think it was Llama that was staying alive, and you are able to trade him out. So now L3 is going to get aggressive as ever on the Dojo side, and that's something to note as well. This Synthrax squad, when it comes to these P3 holds, they do a great job of just pushing out Dojo and making sure that it's only coming from the middle of the map.
Yeah, I mean, Fida off camera, he did a great job reading that pinch on P3. They picked up the pinch. They're pushing through now, and they might have an opportunity to flip the spawns. They're going to have to find Diff in the back. He's hiding behind the pillar, but he's going to have 2 arrows to contend with, and they're going to deal with him quickly. So the spawns should flip on out, and now it's up to King's Order. They're going to be spawning across the map. Can they hold for a little bit longer? They need to wait for these arrows to reinforce, and they're just getting funneled at the moment. So Synthrax, I mean, they just break on in with relative ease there.
Yes, they do indeed. Last time it was a P4. King's Order held pretty much most of it again from the front side, and Llama's looking to do just that as this shot right here. Fida playing that pesky corner. Diff with the nade is able to find it, and I'll tell you, Diff has been phenomenal. They got the trophy, so it's going to go their way, and now they're thinking about pushing out the backside of P4. Royal Beams is able to find one, and that's going to be at least a clean 3 dead. Timings are going to be a little bit interesting off spawn for Synthrax. Everybody's hitting routes. They want to collapse on the backside. Llama peeks. There's the first, not the second. So a 3-for-2 trade in the feed, and that's going to be Synthrax that are able to respond with the final scrap.
King's Order do make that mixy, though. They do, despite spawning out, they hold it from the front, and they get a decent chunk of change on that. So, I mean, they're going to be up 30, heading into our probably final set of rotations here. But, I mean, P1 is where King's Order has shined so far. We'll see if they can continue that form on this hill, but it's Synthrax. They're here first. They're getting all the kills, and this could be an incredibly hard hill to break here, Corpse.
It is indeed, especially with where Scar is playing. He's already locking down that mid-cut, and it allows Tails to watch the pinch from P2. However, both members fall, so now you get cherry-picked like a blossom off a tree, and just like that, the break is so easy. It's like warm cookies in a glass of milk. I can't speak for map 1, but I'll tell you this much: we're 20 points down, and Synthrax are trying to fight.
I wanted some more milk and cookies. Don't worry, Corpse. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
So, Scar, though, he's getting him into the action. Almost gets the second one as well, but it's going to be King's Order. I mean, they're spawning so far out. I mean, Synthrax, I mean, if they win this map, it's off the rotation so far. Doing a great job in the slaying department, too. No slouches in that, but they need to lock down this P2 if they're able to. And King's Order on the prowl, looking for some pressure toward lobby. It's going to be Llama looking for a second one. Gets the second, but not the third. Is Bookie now trying to flood from the front, waiting for his teammates, but he's by himself right now. Maybe needs to wait a little bit longer, but he does get one and a second one, so maybe not. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Bookie, just keep doing your thing.
Yeah, L3 trying to stay alive through lobby couch. He did get 1 kill, and due to this, spawns will be a little bit haywire, so you got 2 in the back now for the side of Synthrax. However, King's Order, time and time again, live and die by this motto: we will hold a hill from the front side. Diff, Bookie able to find their kills. Fida able to find 2. Make it 3. Fiddle, maybe. He's trying to do a little bit of something, but only able to find 2. Diff, now staying alive. The wall hops are there. L3 and Tails trading out with the nades, and Bookie comes in from the side of King's Order. Pandemonium on the P2 here for Den, and it's been a pinstripe kill feed back and forth. With 8 seconds left, both teams have to settle for a rotation here, and guess who's first? King's Order.
King's Order. They can close it out here, 25 seconds away from doing so. Llama already soaking some time. He's going to have 3 arrows toward mid-map, but I like this positioning. Llama going to give up the hill and try and watch his teammates, but he has 2 in trade, and he gets some shots in. Good enough for the second one for now, but the blue arrows are going to be reinforcing, but they're running out of time. 15 seconds. They have to break on in. They need to win the gunfights. L3 wins a couple in a row. 4 spree for him, and he's going to be pushing up toward Dojo, and now Synthrax in a dominant spot. L3 gets another one. This guy's going crazy.
Insane. He's able to push out Dojo with the helps of Scar, and again, when it comes to these P3s, Synthrax, when they get the breaks, they don't look back. Scar's starting to heat up as well, 35 and 25. We talked about the question in the air tonight. Are you able to match the slaying presence out of the side of King's Order? And I would say they have done just that, as now L3, maybe the improved version of L2, as this is going to be a full frontal from the backside of Dojo. Synthrax going to try and flip the spawns out, but they're going to have to go through 2 players, and it's Diff that is able to find a trade and slow you down.
Have 2 players in the back. Synthrax, they need to stay alive. They need to wait, but they're running out of time. They have to push the hill as well. Catch 22, 5 seconds left. You gotta go. You gotta get to the point right now. 2 seconds left, and King's Order should be able to close this one. 1 second. He's trying to contest. He wins the first one, but Bookie is there. And King's Order, a very close finish in that map number 1. They take it, but I mean, not in the fashion that I think either of us thought.
No, it was a close one. It was a joust. It was a battle. The knights on both sides. Maybe Jon Snow's to count for. But I'll tell you this much, King's Order, time and time again, bought the hills from the front side. I was impressed, to say the least, out of Synthrax early on. They had the lead, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it was a P4 rotation, time and time again. I think it was the P3, P4 chain that you really started to lock down if you were the side of King's Order, and that's what granted you the lead. And I'll tell you this much, Clam, every time in a respawn, if you take the lead in the late stage of the game, no matter how much it is, if it's 10 points, 5 points, if you just hold on to that consistently, and nobody's able to find a response.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Scar as well. He absolutely fried that map. I wasn't sure what to expect of the subs coming into him, but I mean, yeah, he showed out in a big way. And if that's what we're seeing from him, this might be a way more competitive series than we potentially thought of, ahead of time, or at least I did. You know, this might end up going the distance. We'll see. I mean, it is King's Order. They do take map number 1, but we're going to be slowing things down. We're going to be heading to this Den S&D coming up next, and we'll see. I mean, you know, Synthrax, they do like Den. You know, they have a positive map record on it, but I mean, King's Order, you know, they've only lost it 1 time this entire season so far, so we'll see if that continues to reign true here.
And I was just shocked at that map 1. I mean, looking at it, Tails averaging a 1.21 KD. I think he went double negative there for the side of the Synthrax eSports. He was like 16 and 24, I believe. So maybe not double negative, but obviously negative at an advantage. And Synthrax, again, just when it mattered most, the middle stage of the game, you had a couple players heat up for King's Order. I think it was Diff, Llama, Bookie on the P2s twice. He was able to find some clutch kills and just able to stay alive, again, fight those hills from the front. But like you said, we're heading into a search. This is Synthrax game mode. This is where they dominate by staying alive. Will they be able to do it here on the Den?
Yeah, and it's really, I always talk about it, but I mean, it's true. Sniper rifles, I'm English, apparently. They always make a difference in this game type, and we'll see if we're gonna, you know, see any flashy snipes as well. I love seeing them, but I mean, who's gonna be rocking the boomstick is really the question. I mean, who else but Scar, the substitute coming in? I mean, he rips the wig, he gets first blood.
That's going to be huge. Now you can push through B. It was a passive setup for the side of King's Order. Bookie's able to find the aggressor of Tails, and now you try and fight through the middle of the map. If you're Fida and L3 and you just drop like flies, leaving the lonesome boomstick all by himself. And based off comms, they know that this is a rotation. Scar gets spotted out, big whiff and no batter. And that is the one thing I don't like about the sniper rifles, my friend. I'm not much of a sniper rifle man, but it's a one-hit wonder. You miss, you're dead in the water.
Yeah, I think it can be. Yeah, it's the tale of two sides, right? Obviously, if you're in flow state, people are giving you angles, and you're hitting every shot. You can be godlike on the map, but you can also be a detriment to your teammate, not having a actual weapon, right? In clutch situations like he found himself in just then. I mean, probably wasn't going to win the 1v3 regardless, but at least when you have a regular weapon, you have a better chance normally to end up clutching that. And honestly, if with how good the Jaeger is, it can be pretty beneficial to be good at the pistol, right? If you're a sniper, you got to be good with that pistol as well. So we'll see if that ends up coming to be the case as we go forward. Royal Beams holding the outer so far, gets first blood. I mean, for absolutely free. I mean, Scar just gave him the freebie there.
He just ran right into him, but Fida's able to find another one. Nice angle out of Royal Beams right there. Llama able to find a big kill with the sniper. And L3 stands alone in a 1v3. On the backside of Lockers, he's going to try and rotate. Wins a big one. This should free up the A plants if he decides to do it. But hold on. He's going to get a little bit crafty in the backside. He might have the timing here. Both players are playing together, though, out of King's Order. You check the sniper. You chow. Not expecting the other one to play cruddy. And that's going to be King's Order that took it to a lead.
I thought he was going to wrap all the way back to his spawn. That's probably what I was thinking he might have done there. But unfortunately, I mean, just too patient right here. Royal Beams just waiting for his teammate Llama holding the off angle. And it's going to be another one now on the board. 5-0 start. Royal Beams coming out hot in this search and destroy too. I mean, shout out. I mean, he just held an L trigger and got 2 free kills that round too. So on the outer. So, I mean, hey, sometimes you just got to iron a specific spot and they'll just show up and they'll give you some freebies.
They will indeed. As Royal Beams on the 5. Almost to the Hellstorm. We'll see if he's able to get it, as it's been a flawless lifeline right now for Llama and Royal. Looks like it's going to be an A hit here. Everybody mounting up. The lonesome defender is L3. He is not going to realize that there are 3 members going to surround him. Now, everybody out of Synthrax does gather to him, and L3 gets out with his life. So, A-Bomb will probably go down for free, but this post plant's going to get a little hairy as Royal Beams able to catch some timing with the nade and the shots, and that's going to be the first blood towards King's Order.
Oh, here we go, though. Synthrax with some resistance on the tail end. I mean, no pun intended, but there it is. 3 dead yet again. Bookie, last one alive now. I'm not sure where exactly the bomb's planted for, but he's not in the best position to watch it here. Multiple arrows going to converge on him in the window. Smoke's going to go down. This should be the defuse coming through. I'm not sure why they're not sticking it. Bookie going for the knife, maybe, potentially in the smoke, but they will finally end up clearing him there. That got a little interesting there. But Synthrax, they do clutch up in the end.
I love it. Bookie's like, yeah, you throw smoke for the defuse. I'm going to take that to my advantage and maybe cause some chaos in the middle of it. But nonetheless, there was too many guns that were probably hip firing or just spraying and praying right here as Tails. Yeah, I mean, holy cow.
Yeah, little spray and pray action there. Honestly, had he gone for the knife, he might have had more success in the smoke there. I'm not going to lie. A little Freddy Krueger action, But, hey, I mean, sometimes you just gotta go for it and see what you could do. I mean, honestly, had he got a 1 there, he might have been able to run out the clock and maybe dodge, but it would have been a hard one regardless. So Synthrax, they'll answer back with an important one. Important not to go down too much early. You don't want the momentum to get out of hand, as it looks like arrows toward mid-map potentially going to be running it down here for King's Order.
Oh, the timing of number 7 in that peak. Yep, Fight is able to find the first on diff, and that's going to be huge. Does he realize that there's a second and now a third rallying to the teammate on mid? Bookie is the one behind the P1 statue, so we'll see. Bookie is able to find Scar, and the trades commence as Fida able to get that ratty player off of P1. Llama from behind, though. You better watch your butt, buddy. Put a Band-Aid on that. That won't help you.
Ouchies. As Llama's still going to be going toward mid, but Tails gets the answer back, and he's just jump spotting. He might be able to get this player off a bomb, but the smoke is going to go down, and he gets a hit marker. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. Has the back pocket AR. He's going for shots. He hasn't killed him. I don't know how he's got a hit marker with the sniper and the AR and didn't get that kill. That is so unfortunate for Llama here. Now in the 1v2, sniper, the wrong weapon, or maybe not. He absolutely just, guns him. Now in the 1v1, Tails, you got some work to do, bud.
And he has the M15 in his back pocket. This is going to be huge. Bomb isn't planted for us. I don't know why he re-wrapped mid, but he's going to go for the full re-wrap now. That would be a better call, but Tails is actually going to do a bomb check. It's going to be dicey, but he wins the gunfight. Timing barely went his way.
That would have been absolutely insane. Highlight reel. I mean, it still was kind of highlight reel material, if I'm being honest, but I mean, that would have been a crazy clutch to pull off for Llama. Just 1 bullet really too short, maybe 2 bullets too short in that final gunfight. as Tails does end up converting that round. But yeah, that got a little bit mixier than it might have otherwise. Maybe a flashy sniper 2 goes the other direction maybe next round. We'll see. I mean, Synthrax not out of it yet. They'll tie things up.
Nope. Tails is on the 4 spree. And I think by OBJ, he is the planter, so he's going to be close to a Hellstorm. If he gets another one and survives this round fully, he might be at it, but it's going to be another A execute for the side of King's Order. Everybody going to slow down, and I love it. You think it's aggression, but just wait for somebody to try and hit an early flank, as now all the blue arrows break, ready, set, huddle, hike, L3, able to find the first. Can he stay alive? Teammates going to rally. He finds the second. Does he expect the person on wall hopping? No, but Fida is there in time, and now in a 1v3, you stand alone if you're Diff.
Yeah, Diff actually had a donut to start the search and destroy. Yeah, after that first map, I'm kind of surprised to see that, but I mean, he does get one back, and now in the 1v2, more manageable, but he's got to find some timing. He's going to get the timing. He knows this player's here. He's going to gun both of them, and he just clutches up for King's Order. Had a slow start, but showing up in a big way, and I mean, that's a way to put a round on the board. Nice job from Diff there.
Oh, yeah, especially, you know, he catches the timing on the first. And not knowing that the second player is there. He actually might have caught timing on the first player, so reach out, and it just does not go your way. And you're expecting, hey, I'm gonna win that, right? I'm gonna take a little bit of an ego chow and win this one and put my team on the top. But no, it's Diff that responds with 3 that round after the donut that he was carrying. Homer Simpson would have been proud, but he wanted to get off that.
Yeah, might have to change his job profession and go to the nuclear plant. We'll see. So if he's able to continue that form right now as we're going all the way into the free cam. Not sure what's happening, but so far it's Synthrax on the better end of things. They're going to be clearing the A bomb site, and this is a pivotal one toward mid-map. Yeah, Royal now last alive. I mean, he does get one back at the very least, but has some work to do here in the 1v2.
It's just unfortunate that Bookie right there. He played that close cruddy angle on the rooftop. Oh, Royal Beam almost had the kill. Now he's going to double back and check his behind. And it just isn't there, the timing on the gunfight through the windowsill. And it's going to be Synthrax that are able to tie this back up. But yeah, right there, just Bookie not able to find the trade is the reason why this offensive round went through for the side of Synthrax.
Yeah, just great trades toward A-bomb. I mean, honestly, that's, you know, typically the bomb I prefer on this map when I'm hitting it, because I feel like you can just overwhelm them with sheer numbers off the break. As long as you're not getting pinched quickly, I feel like, and you're trading effectively, you can just get the bomb down instantly toward the A-bomb. So, I mean, shout out to Synthrax. They're going to tie things up here, and we'll see if they can continue this momentum. We talked about this before on the show. I mean, this is probably a must-win map for them, so good job on them to keep things close here, but need to start getting an opening break. And there we go. Scar yet again with the sniper. Draws first blood.
We'll see. He's got members here. Royal Beams able to take them through mid, and I was going to say, Fida and Tails have been the benefactor so far for Synthrax when it comes to finding kills. Now in a 3v3, you got one of the 2 members out, but it's Scar at range with the sniper. Don't chow him. He will find the angles and the timings to get the kills. Now in this 1v3, because L3 picks up Royal Beams through mid, well, Bookie, you stand all alone, and he's going to try and wrap this bomb.
Yeah, another 1v3. We've seen a lot of 1v3s this map so far, Corpse. I'm not sure what's going on. Something is in the water tonight, but I mean, it must be just Scar having a great map with the sniper. And now, I mean, Bookie, he has about 30 seconds to work with, not a ton of time here, and he might be able to get the first one potentially. Scar just going to rain out a shot, but Bookie, I believe, will fall. My stream is lagging, but there we go. There we go. It looks like Bookie will end up falling there. So Synthrax is going to be taking another round here. And I mean, they look pretty composed in this one. I like what we've seen out of Scar. L3 as well, doing a great job, you know, funneling into those open positions.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how the rest of this map will be played out. So far, we've seen the members that are in the 1v3 try and do like full wrap after full wrap or double back. They've tried to confuse the opposition or whatever side has the numbers, and they've stayed rooted so far, and I love it. But when it gets to round 11, we'll see who gets in their pants. But now everybody going to commence. It looks like a middle of the map hit, more towards the B side. If we're Synthrax, Scar gets back down, and now we're off spawn. However, fast through P2 is King's Order. Royal Beam finds the first blood, and that's going to open things up because that's the bomb carrier. And now you do pick it up and rally to your teammates if you're Fida.
I like this positioning from Bookie too. He's just watching the wrap back to A. So now the rest of his teammates, they can either pinch or just hold their positions right now. As I mean, Scar kind of pinned down. He has the sniper and maybe not in the best positioning. He might get a freebie. No, unscopes at the worst time there. Could have had one back. Yeah, that would have been a nice one for them to find. And they're running out of time now. 45 seconds. They got to get a blood here.
They're playing for Bookie. They're playing for Bookie, though. How's it go? And it's going to be, well, Bookie that stayed alive for some time, but L3 on the A-bomb site is able to find a kill as well. However, look at what Royal Beams has found. He has the wrap on Scar, didn't feel comfortable, now pulls the trigger, able to find this 2v2 with the bomb going down. You got to pinch through mid, a 1v1 happening here. L3 pistol has stayed alive and found the kills so far. L3, can you find anything? Well, he's going to hit the regen, peeks, shoulders, the chow. Oh, it's wall bang. L3, you need to be careful here. And oh, by the hair of your chinny chin chin, Royal Beams, able to find the kill.
That was a funny death, too. He just ragdolled to the sky for no reason. I love the physics in this game. That actually just made me laugh so hard. It's going to be a clutch, though, coming on in. I mean, Royal Beams, I mean, great job from him. He found the positioning, found the route, the timing. I don't know how he was able to get through behind him there. That was some crazy maneuvering on the map, I'm sure, but I didn't exactly see on the minimap. But he's ended up clutching up 11-5, 3 spree for him, having a great map number 2 as well. And I mean, it's still not over. I mean, this has been on a knife's edge. It seems like every round has been back and forth. We'll see if it's going to be Synthrax clutching up here. And I mean, honestly, they really need to, as they're going to be on the defense yet again. And a mid push. I love this from King's Order.
Yeah, faster mid. Number 3, Llama. Gonna try and be like Real, that aggressive S&D. He's already in through P4. Look at the timing. He has spotted out. Yeah, you get a little cheeky. You get a little cheeky, Llama. We love it. He doesn't have the bomb, but that is going to confuse the members out of the side of Synthrax. And I mean, look at just this. You rally towards a bomb site if you're Synthrax, expecting the plant. The bomb's late on rotation. Scar is able to find a trade, but in the midst of it, it's still a 3v2. He's not going to check the close corner, because why would you? Royal Beams, you're just a dirty dog playing a ratty corner.
Yeah, that was a crazy corner. I've died to that corner a couple different times, and it's definitely an annoying one because you can't really clear it that well. So yeah, nice positioning there. And I mean, yeah, Llama just able to run up mid map and do kind of whatever he wanted to. I'm not even sure if he meant to go for the execute, probably a body shield or something. Maybe he did. I don't know, but I mean, regardless, Llama makes a clutch play, and nobody really watching the mid map there. For Synthrax, that was a kind of an interesting play that they had. I mean, they had to have known the pressure was from mid. They didn't really spot anything elsewhere, so kind of surprised to see them let that go through the gaps there.
Well, Fida did shoulder it, but I think he got back down because of how many players were there, and then you reassess. But obviously, it's either small room or it's top window, and at that point, there's 2 different angles to watch. And not sure, but now you're going to go towards the A bomb site. Diff is here again, I think, shouldering through mid, or at least early on, he caught the presence as well as his fast flank from King's Order, cleared out B already. So it is going to be a 42 on the backside of this bomb site. If you're Synthrax, do you push through? Well, it's Llama at range with the scope again, able to find the kill, and now the pinch is going to roll through. You got too many angles to worry about. Fight is able to clear it. Taylor is able to find one off a cruddy corner. Fight is able to find another on the flank, and L3 locks down the backside of P4. So what was a 4v3 went the opposite way, and Synthrax, what do they do? Sunday on 11.
I'm liking the A call there too as well. I mean, they know what works for them, and I mean, they made it work again pretty cleanly as well. So, I mean, yeah, round 11. I mean, will we expect anything less from how this search has gone so far? I probably wouldn't so far. And I mean, really, this one's going to come down to, I think, who is going to be more composed, right? I mean, this has been very tight-knit, on the edge of your seat type of game. And I mean, if Scar can get the first blood with the sniper, I mean, that's huge. But Synthrax, they've been throwing away some of these man-up positions on the defense, so they got to make sure they're not, squandering their opportunity here.
And due to the pressure through mid last time, Fida is going to play so deep. They are not going to have eyes on mid at all. However, nobody going B, and now it is an A hit out of the side of King's Order here. Synthrax, their players have been streaky, but it has made them check their drawers one too many times. King's Order has been off the back. Royal Beams with a 12-6 stat line. Can they find anything here? L3, you're going to check and you're going to play passive. That's Llama, known for having the scope. Yep, you better shoot, because I'll tell you this. One little minute mistake, and your head will be gone. Bomb goes down on A. Everybody resets.
Yeah, this is going to come down to trades. I'm sure the last second here. And I mean, so far, King's Order on the better end of things, have a decent setup. It's going to be these gunfights. Bookie falls first, though. Fight gets the first blood. Llama tagged down low. This might be the retake for Synthrax. Llama falls on the outer. Royal beams and Diff with time left. I don't know what you're going to do in this situation if you're King's Order. The smoke is down. The bomb should get defused, but they're getting flanked. They're getting flanked from Diff. Diff gets one through the smoke. He's getting the defuse. He can't shoot it through the smoke. He's going for it. He's going for the knife.
He goes in with the knife, and he gets out.
No way. 1v2. He's going to go for it again. L3's L3 clutches up for
we got Freddy
Synthrax.
Krueger on the map. We got people playing for the bomb. Smokes for the defuse. Don't matter. L3, 11-7. Round 11. It's on me, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, Corpse, that was probably the craziest ending to a search and destroy I have ever seen. I'm not gonna that like ever. And all of my casting and spectating so far, that was it right there. What a finish. Oh my god.
I mean, this
Holy.
is the patience out of L3 right there, right? Because we talked about it. I think it was Synthrax that had an earlier round when the smoke went. No, it was Bookie. It was like round 3 or 4 when he had to check the bomb and there was a smoke out, and we talked about the Freddy Krueger coming into play. Diff was like, hey, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and just pull it out of the bag.
He heard me.
And it worked for the first. But again, he just checked a little bit too early. The defuse started at 10 seconds. He could have played it down to the wire and just maybe make L3 think a little bit more on a wrap play coming in or whatnot, but you stay rooted. You honestly play the 50-50 if you're L3 and you're like, hey, he ran right into me.
Yeah, I mean, it got incredibly mixy in the end, but I mean, it is Synthrax. They do clutch up in the round 11. I mean, hey, the A-bomb, it worked out for him just barely at the end there, but I mean, hey, we're going to send it to a quick break while we are loading up map number... Oh, never mind. Production's baiting me. We're going to be going on right into the Den Overload, actually. Just kidding, guys. But, I mean, yeah, what a series so far. And that, we said it before. I mean, that was a must-win S&D. Synthrax, they pulled off in round 11. And, I mean, hey, we might be ended up going map number 5, just all things considered. Based on how that hard point went, this is definitely a more competitive series than the records would indicate.
It is indeed. It is indeed. 40% win rate on the Overload if you're the side of Synthrax. And for King's Order, well, they've been rocking an 80% win rate, averaging across all game modes. So we'll see what happens here. We talked about slaying presence for map 1. It was there. The subs have put on a show. EMP is picked up firsthand. Llama, he finds some timing. What is this? Oh, God, I swear. If he found a score within the first 15 seconds, I would have just lost my brain.
Yeah, that would have been a crazy way to put the first dunk on the board. But unfortunately for him, yeah, meeting some resistance. And thankfully so, Synthrax couldn't allow that one to go through that early as L3 going to be tagged out from behind. Has some players he's trying to avoid, but he might be out. No, not quite. That could have been the first one, the opposite direction. Fight is going to get the trade, but Diff with an important double kill and transition to slow all of the momentum.
Now, if you're Fida, you're going to mount up, you're going to wait for your teammates. Looks like they still want to hit towards the bottom side of the minimap. You maybe fake this out because King's Order sending a couple players through mid. Oh, it's for a set piece. It's for the pinch, and it rolls through. If you're Diff, you find the first, and you try and get out into the fast break. Nice turnaround kill, and this is going to cement some dojo control here for King's Order. Now they can let all their players work and catch some timings to the middle of the map. This is honestly a great spot to be here.
Yeah, I mean, Synthrax might have been sending on their hands a little bit too long, but they will activate now, 2 for 2 so far in the feed. But this drone might be going toward B. The spawns are blocked. They might have an opportunity.
Good win.
It's going to be Llama. He has a foot race to beat the portal. He wins the gunfight, and he secures the first one. Incredible. Jaeger kill there. King's Order strike first.
It amazes me how these boys are just able to be like a fullback and, power eye type move and run it in. But they are able to, and again, great job out of Llama right there just to say, hey, F it, I'm going to do it myself. Marshawn Lynch, Beastquake. Scar playing his life here on the P2 side of things. 4 dead. That's going to be a next response. One member does spawn close, so if your Tails, a crucial gunfight win, Scar holds up because Tails does die, and that's going to be huge because now Scar trying to get across all the stuns and nades doesn't roll through. Fido on the pinch is only able to find a couple. An opportunity squandered from the side of King's Order right there. They are able to hold the line.
Yeah, they maybe rushed that a little bit. I feel like Scar probably shouldn't have went for it once his first blocker died, but I mean, he tried to get fancy with the footwork and it didn't end up working out for you. So yeah, I mean, now 2 dead. And now a chance for Synthrax to answer back 3 as well. Bookie behind enemy lines, but he's got the drone and he's gonna have a fight. Fido wins it. Wow, nice pistol shots from him. And Synthrax, they have 1 player to beat toward this B drone or B zone. So we'll see if Llama can clutch on up here. He's in a good position though. Gets it. Oh, I thought maybe a double, but only the 1. But that'll slow all the progress down.
It will indeed. Now, I going back to Scar's play right there in Garage, I would have just said, hey, go for it. You got the first guy challenge out. No way he's able to snap on a second in time for you to get across because there was only 1 man to beat. But now brain through from Tails, L3 getting it. Hold on. They're going to try and full back dive as well. It rolls through. Ida that gets the score. So the main man of the evening for Synthrax, 12-5 already through this map 3. He's going to be the benefactor, the one man, the leader for this squad when it comes to respawns to really make an impact.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the best KD on this team for a reason. He's been absolutely frying all season. We'll see if he can be the difference maker in this overload. So far, Llama and Co, they're trying to get to the portal, meeting heavy resistance. They're just going to walk it in. I mean, Diff just run. He doesn't even run it. He walks into the portal there.
It's just amazing the timings of when everybody decides to reload and shoulder and a guy just runs in for free. You're like, okay, yeah, sure. Like that happens in a million years. And now, going back to the reset here, device spawning on the P1 side of things. Diff is able to find a couple. He's going to change his route, and the GPS isn't like the mid to B. Now it's going to be a mid to maybe Dojo. Doubling back, though, if you're Diff, because Royal Beams is finding the kills on the bottom side of U/server room. So this is going to be huge to see if they're able to find anything. Rotation rolling through. Llama going to be the front man. He has eyes on the small room, able to find the first. Nobody committing yet, but it's Fido that's still standing tall for Synthrax. And again, just 1 kill changes the whole dynamic. Diff, Jaeger at range, maybe up close doesn't work. And Tails finally putting that push to bed.
Yeah, a little bit too slow there for King's Order. They had maybe a couple of second opportunity, but kind of didn't really put it to good use. As Roby is still behind enemy lines, gets 2. Yeah. And I mean, a double for Llama. This should be a fish for sure dunk here to close out the half. It's whether or not King... Yeah, maybe a relay coming through as well, potentially. They're on the drone reset as L3 gets a team kill. Yeah, that's going to be a couple dead. Now it's just 5 left in their spawn. Scar potentially to close this one out. And I mean, Diff, he has the drone. He's going. We'll see if he can get it with 5 seconds. Unlikely, but the 30-second overtime will come in. So maybe an opportunity after all.
Smart play out of Diff right here. Again, reassess the situation, fall back towards your spawn, and hit a rotation. This is something they've done so well when it comes to rotating the device, flipping the sides of the map that you want to go to. However, you just met a firework to the face. I mean, Jason Pierre-Paul, that looked ugly right there if you're Diff. I'm going to let you know right now, if you're Synthrax, throw the nades off spawn. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
They could have caught the timing right there on that 3rd score. And maybe stop that player, but there was just like, I don't know, I didn't see a nade icon, nothing was thrown, so you got to do something to slow him down at least.
At least a stun or something, slow him down a little bit. Yeah, it seemed like maybe just no tactical usage was used there. I don't know, maybe they did, we just didn't see it, but I mean, yeah, better nade usage all around as the nade was delivered there to end the half. They did end up getting it, but maybe a little bit late there as the 3rd one did roll through. So now King's Order with a 2-score edge going into the halftime. I mean, I will say King's Order now probably on the preferred side of things too. So I mean, Synthrax dug themselves a little bit of a hole here that they need to dig out of. It's gonna have to be these gunfights right there. Nice win out of Fido. That's a 4 dead. It is gonna be hairy because of the respawns. Do they go to B? That looks like it's gonna be the answer. Fido finds the first, but Royal Beans and Llama off spawn, able to find their kills, and that's a 3 dead as well. You clean up the device carrier, and a great job on holding the line. And now do we see a park the bus? Let me tell you, Clam, just as a sidebar, I saw somebody do it at like 4 minutes in the 2nd half, and they held the park the bus the whole time. But King's Order not going to take that note into question. They're going to run it down your throat. They go up 4-1. With 4 minutes left, that is insane work, by the way. I just, continue your little sidebar there. But, I mean, King's Order, they're not parking any bus. They are parking the bus in their spawn, apparently, as the 4th one rolls through, and a much-needed one at that for King's Order to extend their lead here. And now, I mean, it's up to Synthrax. You got to answer back, but the drone's going in again. They just relay it. They win all the kills in transition, and that route from Scar there kind of wasted in the end. I mean, that's the risky play, going for an overextension because they're still in your base. You got to be so careful playing the drone reset. And I mean, Synthrax, they get punished for it.
They do indeed, and Llama was able to earn a Hellstorm based off that spawn trap right there. He's able to find the first person on the device, and I mean, this has just been an offensive clinic right now to King's Order to start this second half. It's been chain after chain. Royal Beams is in your spawn. You're able to find the timing towards A. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It was close, and second half begins. You get towards the preferred side if you're King's Order, and you're like, yeah, let's just close this out here.
I mean, this is pretty much textbook on how do you play the offensive, or really just Overload in general. You get somebody in their base blocking the preferred side that you want to block, play for the reset, and just relay. And I mean, it's so far King's Order, they're just delivering drones like it's their job, working for Amazon Prime or something. Finally, Scar able to get the double to clear your base. But I mean, the damage has been done, Corpse. They're down 5 scores now with only 2.5 basically left in the game. But here we go. I mean, Diff, I think just 3 in a row for him. He'll get the triple, and that should be another one on the board. This game is probably over.
Yeah, I'll say that. I mean, mathematically, not yet, but there is always a chance if you're Synthrax. However, with Diff going 23 and 14 and having 3 overload OBJs, I'll tell you this much: the 8th one is rolling in on through. Nobody has the timing.
Wow,
that's King's Order on top, 8-1.
And that is how you do the good side on Den Overload, guys. Right there, they just ran a train on him. I mean, that was kind of brutal, hard to watch, honestly. It was really a Rookie and Diff just getting the slaying done. I mean, I feel like he stayed in their spawn for, I mean, like 2 to 3 minutes there, blocking that A portal. I don't think anybody was 100%. Really trading it. That was insane.
Nobody was. And I mean, Royal Beams was up there as well. So it was just like, at one point, they had 3 guys in your spawn. And if you're the side of Synthrax, you're like, boys, what are we doing? The players that are trying to hit routes, the players that are trying to carve map presence for the side of Synthrax have to come back, have to track back. Very similar to Control last year. If that player is able to get out, but nobody else in your spawn is able to as well, or find a kill, you then have to come back and help your team. And you're like, yeah, all right, that's a blender for sure.
It is hard to get them out of your spawn, I will say, but I feel like when you have somebody in your spawn like that far up, blocking you, pushing you so far out, you got to wrap back. You can't go for the OE that we saw. I think it was Scar do, right, where he tried to cut the map. You got to just wrap back at that point and try and clear your base first. Do the easy stuff first, then try and, get fancy with it maybe a little bit later. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't even just that. They just got outslayed. I mean, plain and simple. Just it happens, right? You get spawn killed over and over. It happens. You got to just shake it off and move on. So, I mean, we will be heading to Exposure Hardpoint coming up next. And I will say, I mean, hey, if King's Order are going to continue that form from Overload, this might be a massacre here. But I mean, I don't know. That map number 1 was a little bit close in the hardpoint, though. So I have faith for Synthrax to bounce back here.
I have faith as well. But before the players can get into the next one, we'll send it to a quick break. Go, go, go.
Oh, well, it does seem like Edu has gone away. Looks like I'll be kind of taking it over
No,
right now.
I'm totally right here. It was a bait. Haha, you
Oh
said a
my
3-minute break. I set my watch for 1 minute, and now I'm here? What? I don't know. You're lying to me.
Oh my god. Amazing bait coming in from Edu, man. Amazing stuff.
Where would I have gone? Where would I have gone? I mean, I like how you said you were live and Kimchi was not ready at all. I looked at his face the entire time. He was off in Narnia. Anyways, let's talk about what's going on next, guys. It's gonna be
Starts to wind down. Playoffs and the momentum leading up to it is all but high at this point. Folks, welcome to K7 Season 3. My name is McCormick. Alongside myself is Brett FX. We've got a match tonight that could either go... No, it's just going to go one way. It's probably going to be a 3-0, but it's between the Heartbreakers and Team Hustle. And, you know, you got to be blunt sometimes, Brett.
You do. It's definitely painful, but yeah, stats don't lie. Taking a look at it, they have not fared well, just even winning a map. So yeah, not looking good here for Hustle, but you never know. You know, they may have some magic here today.
Don't mind the drawing. It's going to be really shit. So over at B here, this is where you had a couple players set up. You had one here, and you had another player that was trying to force their way from the backside. This is Clemson on their offensive attempt to try and get over towards B here. The problem is you had all, and I mean all, of Final Form playing in and around this building and taking these lanes here, right?
Yep.
What was Wheezy doing? Sitting in the spawn way back here. He was waiting for the spawns to come across the map. But what happens when your teammates don't win these gunfights here? You are useless while everybody else is coming off of spawn. So here's the thing. Everybody came off of spawn. No kills were won on this portion of the map. And Wheezy was completely useless here without trying to make the pinch play back over towards B and get everybody else on the site. When
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh yeah, you unmuted yourself. Sorry. Production. Nice to hear his voice. Phenomenal work already. Clam, we're coming back into this series. It's a 2-1 lead so far for the side of King's Order, and we're heading to an exposure hardpoint. Tell me, what's going to have to happen here for Synthrax?
I think they need to do what they did in map 1. And what they did in map 1 was they rotated well, right? They were the team in ahead of the rotations more often than not. But I mean, I feel like they just need to be able to hold a little bit better on some of these money hills. And that's really going to be the difference maker. P3, looking at P4 as well. Even that tank hill, P2 can be a money hill if you have trophies and are set up. But it's going to be King's Order striking first in rotation. And I mean, we'll see if they can end up getting any time on this P1. It's typically not where you see a ton of time collected.
No, it's not. Everybody taking routes off spawn, everybody hitting the mid-cut, and usually it's just pandemonium. As L3 is able to find 2 in the feed at early time going towards King Order, and looking back on the den, that's where they really struck first. So the first couple rotations, they had a decent amount of time on the P1s, and I think that's why they were able to mount the comeback, because it kept them in there through the first rotation of hills, and then during the second, you know, mid-game, you start making your adjustments on the money hills, the P3, P4 chain, which they started dominating more, and again, it's just, you know, early on, you're able to win the mixy ones, and then just focus up if you're the side of King's Order.
Yeah, and I feel like also just like first map in the series, jitters can be a thing. Not even just with the gunny, but just with like your mental clarity, right? Getting locked in for your match. I'm not sure if people, you know, I'm not sure if these teams all scrim before. I mean, you probably should scrim before your match. Just FYI, teams out there, you should. But I mean, some teams, they just come in cold turkey. You know, they just get off work or something. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know, you only have so much time in the day. But I mean, already speaking of time, King's Order, 45 seconds accounting, basically a flawless start for them so far.
Yeah, and they have the rotation as well. They got solar panels control. Llama finds 2 on the front side. He's able to stay alive on the hill. And again, this exposure hard point, it is very, very different than Den. Rotational heavy, even more so than what Den you're supposed to do on. And not only that, it's a lot of the times, if you're not there first, you are not breaking. I mean, just good luck, because the people will be playing the power spots. You're going to be flipping. You're going to be spawning in Narnia. And again, it just takes about 20 seconds to break a hill. So you only have about 2 shots at each one.
Yeah. I mean, that's typical for most maps, but especially on maps like this where, yeah, money hills like this P3 right in the window. I mean, you could get punished so hard for not rotating early. Bookie's here, but he only is able to get one, and that's a nice stabilization now for Synthrax. But they're going to get split spawns. They're spawning in the back now for King's Order. I'm not sure if Synthrax are aware of these split spawns, but they're going to find out in a big way. Yeah, I mean, not unaware of it, as all 4 are going to go down. And that's why you got to keep an eye on the minimap.
That is indeed, and everybody should be aware of the spawns this year because they're always wonky no matter what map it is. Always expect to gaze. Now, Bookie and Fighter are able to find kills for their team. The 3v3 break trying to roll through. You're going to go through the top side. That's Royal Beams. Able to spot the early information and the timing on that. Teammates starting to rally towards him, and it's everybody getting a piece of the action for the side of King's Order. And now you're going to try and spread through the middle of the map. You're going to try and get this flip, which you do indeed. 2 members spawning at old for Synthrax, so a great job out of King's Order. Similar to Red Card last year, I mean, everybody started mastering that P2, P3 chain. Well, on Exposure, it's going to have to be the P3, P4, where you flip that team out right at the end.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of teams get punished for that, where they flip with like 20 seconds left. I always praise teams for their ability to be able to flip it when you want, kind of with that 20-second window. And I mean, it's worked out so far, so good. King's Order, I mean, they're absolutely coming off to a clinic off the start. A great way to play hardpoint. Maybe a little bit blessed with the spawns on that P3, but I mean, regardless, they've made it work for them. And Synthrax find themselves in a pretty deep hole early on here. It's going to have to be them, I mean, just winning some more gunfights straight up. I mean, Fida having a rough start, 5-13, 5-10 from Scar. Just need the slaying to kick up.
You do indeed. 70 points down and counting. L3 trying to stay alive, and you are just going to fight for this scrap as your own teammates taking you down. It does not matter, though. Off to the 5th hill, these gentlemen go. And, I mean, you're just going to try and take routes if you're Synthrax. You're going to try and get an early break, maybe mess with the timings out of King's Order setup. I will say, mid-control is a necessity here on this 5th hill. If you want to find any sort of success, hold this spot because, you know, everybody's going to be trying to dance around the pole, and just like this, Fight is able to find a kill off spawn because he hits a nice wrap. However, timings do always get a little bit mixy when you try and fight for P1 control.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, P1 and P5, they're pretty much linked, right? So you can do kind of the same setup you do for P1 that you can do on P5. So you don't really need to rotate as long as you're able to have mid-map, like you were saying. You can basically lock down a 120 if you could just win all the gunfights, which is really, really hard to do, I will say. It's really hard to win every single gunfight on this hill. It's kind of mixy toward mid. So, I mean, Synthrax, they're doing a good job, though. I mean, Fida turning it around. I called him out early. Maybe he heard me. He's going to get a double kill on the hill and lock down the remaining time here, make it a 3rd as well. And now Synthrax come roaring back.
Fida able to find 3 on this P5. Everybody starting to extend. Tails with a nice turn and burn right there. And hold on, some signs of life out of the Synthrax boys. They're alive and kicking. Tails starting to get aggressive. He's starting to play even more, you know, uber with that confidence and just start to take some chows. And you like to see that if you're Synthrax. There needs to be a guy that just kind of overtakes a map. Not something they did on the Den. I mean, early on, there was moments where everybody had their 2 pieces, 3 pieces. But on Exposure, I really want somebody to play off hill. You know, screw the time, just play for the kills and be that a nuisance. But a 4 dead from the side of King's Order, and they're going to restabilize.
I like that route from Div, too. You saw him go all the way around tank and flanking through, just getting a double kill, squeaking through the cracks, and he combines on in with the rest of his teammates, and they'll get all 4 dead. And now Synthrax, this is a very important lives for all of these players right now off of spawn. They need to make sure they're staying alive for the transition to this tank hill right now. And Royal Beam's going to get one back, getting pushed down, and I mean, it's going to be Synthrax on the better end, I would think, right there. I don't know how he wins that one against Fida. But, I mean, it's going to be Mixy in the rotation still. Llama gets a double. Oh, my God. He gets a 3-piece toward mid. And that is not what you want to see happen if you're Synthrax.
No, it isn't. You don't want this man turning up at all because look at this. He finds a 4th. I mean, the trade finally happens, but the ARs at range clean it up for King's Order. So the hierarchy is in. They put down the law. And Diff is the next man up as well. He does such a great job just covering these people on time, covering his teammates. Bookie's probably just chilling out, you know, getting all the seconds, winning his gunfights with the team shots right there. Trading is commencing here out of Synthrax, but they are on the backside. They have to hit these routes. They have to hit, you know, the overchows on this hill, and that is not the scenario you want to be in on a P2.
Yeah, Llama with another 3-piece, too. And he's going to push out as well. And a good time to do so, 20 seconds. He wins another gunfight, and this might be the flip. It's left to L3 in the back, and he will fall. Llama is on a tear, 27-15. Ever since that rotation to that P2 hill, this man has been on a mission, just getting every kill in transition here. He is finally going to fall. And Synthrax, they actually do break on through. They will flip the spawns at the very least. And we might get some interesting ones here as the rest of King's Order, yeah, they spawn all the way out. Now Royal last alive in the hill. So Synthrax, they'll break, and a much needed one at that.
However, because they were laid off spawns, do you expect the routes out of King's Order early in this break? You got number 1 trying to hit to the backside as well as Diff. You clean up 3 out of the 4 members. Diff is the last one alive. You need to get rid of him because he's going to be a nuisance. You're lucky that you're spawning here out of Synthrax. And again, they were here first on a P3. Second time around, they're going to look to have a little bit of a better hold and not get spawned out at the end of this, because that was the kind of the nail in the coffin for them through the first rotation, the P3, P4 chain. Tails and L3 staying alive. Royal Beam's able to get something on the front side of the hill with 2. Scar putting in every amount of damage and leaving it up to Fida to clean up the rest. So again, Synthrax staying alive on this hold. Mixie has ever Bookie coming in with his own, though. And I mean, it's just been a haymaker response out of Fida, Bookie, everybody out of King's Order putting up numbers. And if you're Synthrax, you're looking around, it's L3 and Fida that are trying to keep them in this map right now.
Synthrax, I mean, unfortunately for them, they kind of got put in the blender with low time on that hill, so they're going to have to make a trek across the map to do anything here. 2 dead in the feed, and it looks like Fida might have got a timing on 1, but he's going to have to go big here, along with his teammate in the back. Tails needs to win this important 1v1 for spawns, and he loses it. So, I mean, Synthrax, I mean, despite, you know, the heroics on the P3, they might get shut down on this P4. It's been so far so good. Llama in the back just being annoying, playing his life so well with the rest of his teammates. L3 looking for him. He will get him, and the rest of his teammates breaking on in. Finally, Synthrax getting into the time, and it will be L3 and co breaking in. They should be able to hold it now.
It is never too late on an exposure hard point where hills can be chained back to back. It looks like they want to linger around for more. If you're King's Order, that might bite you in the butt, though. Tails and Fida win their respective gunfights. Fida trying to stay alive. Does he expect the person playing close? No, he doesn't. So L3 now trying to stabilize through middle of the map. This is going to get hairy because you got people coming off of old for King's Order. It's everybody kind of just turning around and trying to find the information, and King's Order able to find the kills. Tails contesting time. That's all you have to do. Trying to just not let the lead grow more. Nice double out of Tails to grant his team success. However, the trophy is there to at least help you out. Fida finds another double as well. Synthrax thriving and surviving right now on a P5.
Synthrax not down. They're down, but they're not out yet. I mean, they did a decent job breaking this P5 last time, and they held a decent chunk of change here, but it's going to have to be a better effort. Oh, no. 3 dead. Fida last alive and hill, and just as quickly as they got at King's Order, yeah, I mean, they just break right back on in. They say, hey, this is our hill. This is our swamp. We're going to take this back. And, I mean, they can't win it here, but, I mean, P1 is next. And we talked about how you can just chain it together, just holding down mid-map. So, I mean, Synthrax, they got to win some gunfights in transition here. L3 wins a big one, and we'll see if they can push on out and get some decent map positioning.
Oh, amazing camera work we're seeing right here. But now going into a 3rd rotation of hills, Scar trying to stabilize to the middle of the map. He's going to hop time. You don't have the advantage, though, and everybody just gets dropped. The individual ones aren't one, in fact, and now L3 has to find something through the mid-alley. Well, that's a nice gunfight win. Nobody on the P5 side of things, so presence for King's Order is going that way. They have to be the aggressors now. They have to break. They're only 16 points away from winning this, and if you're Synthrax, you could maybe, again, just keep this P1 at a stalemate, send it to a P2, which they haven't had success going, winning those rotational gunfights towards the tank side of things, but maybe with 10 seconds to spare, King's Order are going to try and put this one to bed.
Yeah, this should be it. It's really only Fida with a chance to touch. He's going to get in the point, but should be immediately shut down, and swiftly he is. So King's Order, they'll take map number 4, and they'll take the series 3-1 here. Pretty much kind of what we expected. Maybe a little bit more flashy than we would have thought in the couple of maps, the first couple. But I mean, King's Order just showing out how strong they are as a team, and it's, I mean, back of this man right now, 36 for Llama. That map went absolutely crazy. 3-piece machine we saw at this point in the map, just doing some disgusting work for his team, and they'll close it out in style here.
3,800 damage. Everybody above 3K for King's Order. Yeah, that's a tough nut to crack right there. And King's Order, like you said, take it 3-1, easy peasy. That's how we thought the series was going to go. I'll tell you what, Synthrax, though, put up a hell of a fight in the respawns, and definitely something that we weren't expecting based off stats coming into this. I mean, KDs, they were looking good. Everybody above a 1.0 KD, but it's just the side of King's Order, they're better.
Yeah, it seems to be the case, right? And I mean, we kind of talked about it going into it, that this should be their match to lose, right? So they're gonna move on, and I believe they'll play the winner of Overtake versus Regiment. I believe that is that happening at the same time? I don't know. The schedule's kind of weird on the website. I think it's maybe happening a little bit later. Tomorrow, I guess that's gonna be happening. So yeah, be on the lookout for that one as well. But I mean, Overtake, I'd probably be favoring them in that one as well to win that one. So that should be a good one if Overtake end up winning that one versus King's Order here tonight. Because King's Order, they looked good, but they do look mortal. They look fallible as well, especially in that SND. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening.
I just think there was a case. They kind of played scared in that SND. They did win it, but that later in those rounds, we could tell their setups. They started giving away more of the map. And King's Order taking that to their advantage. However, again, they didn't win it. It was Synthrax that took the search. So they had the game plan and the smarts were there. I just came to the respawns too many times where they not winning the gunfights. They were getting blooded and they were getting, I don't know, putting in spawn traps, flips early on the exposure is what was happening. And then the mid game on that map 1, we talked about it. Den was the most played map that they have been on 8 times throughout the season for Synthrax. Have they been successful? No, that's across all game modes, and they've only had a win percent rate of 63% on it. So it's like, okay, it was the first 3 maps that were going to be the story for Synthrax and maybe get to that search, which is your home territory, and that just wasn't the case.
Yeah, and I mean, like we said, we didn't have any stats for exposure, and I mean, it's not surprising that King's Order took them in that one because I don't think Synthrax really even played exposure really at all this whole season. Maybe they did, but I mean, it's not showing if they did. So I mean, yeah, Den was there. They did show out on Den to be clear. They did do their thing despite losing that map. They put up a fight. It wasn't enough in the end, and I mean, we'll have some more, action coming at you, I guess, probably tomorrow. I'm not sure if there's going to be more main stage action or not. I guess we'll let you guys know as soon as we have the info. Be on the lookout for the Discord and social media and whatnot. But I believe that's going to do it for us tonight. I appreciate casting with you tonight, Corpse. That was a banger.
Oh, always a pleasure. Always a fun one from this man under the sea. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed. If you want, follow K7. You can follow either of us because I guarantee you, maybe tomorrow we'll put on a show for you as well. Depends on our availability, depends on our schedules. Other than that, for all the sponsors for K7, we appreciate you even more. I don't have a list of the sponsors, but I tell you this much: Hero, behind the scenes, phenomenal. The website, the stats, oof. They were so precious and so gorgeous. I'm telling you, I was so excited to come in with a bunch of ammo. I don't know. I was having so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, CDL action, K7 action. Stay safe. We all love you. Peace.
Have a good night, everybody.
Century, doing something mean to it, do it better than anybody ever seen.
Example, but a back from 1X, it's just pinstripes in the kill.
I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. Clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping on the defense. Jumps out, it catches it. The system broken, the school's closed, the prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose.
Wait, and just pops in. Oh my god! You gotta get two.
So far, not the case. Fine for first, that's second. Wants to make that a good time. We the ones chosen. So
across the middle to completely
behind eSports. They're just gonna rush on in. Ryan is shooting at every single.
Oh no! He thought he was dead, but he will turn back.
Just going to be coming down to his final players.
More harder. Oh, but Malice finds one, finds two, finds Lava. Oh no! Lava